The philosopher Epictetus once said, "Anything that can be prevented, taken away, or coerced is not a person's own, but those things that can't be blocked are their own." This is a story about what that truly means. Lucius Aelius stood in his grand atrium, the morning sun lighting up mosaic tiles that told stories of the gods. He was a man of immense wealth, owning vast vineyards, a fleet of ships, and a villa filled with priceless art. For years, Lucius believed these things were a part of him. His gold was his power. His lands were his worth. He thought he owned the world, and the world seemed to agree. But the political climate in Rome was as unpredictable as the sea. One afternoon, the sharp strike of a spear on his door announced the Praetorian Guard. A centurion and a greedy magistrate named Titus stormed in. Titus held a scroll with the emperor's seal. He read a decree, his voice dripping with malice. Lucius was accused of conspiracy, a lie spun by his rivals, and all his assets were to be seized by the state. Lucius watched, frozen in horror, as soldiers began to tear his life apart. They ripped tapestries from the walls and hauled away chests of silver. He tried to stop a soldier from taking the bust of his father, but was shoved aside. "You can't do this!" Lucius cried, his voice breaking. "This is mine. I earned this." Titus just laughed. "Nothing that can be taken by a sword was ever truly yours. Lucius Cid was merely on loan from fortune, and she has called in her debt." Desperate, Lucius begged Titus, "Leave me the villa. Take the ships, take the gold, but leave me my home." Titus's eyes narrowed. He whispered, "I might consider leaving you a small cottage. If you kneel now, kiss my ring, and publicly confess to the conspiracy. Give me your dignity, and I will lend you a roof." Lucius trembled, looking at the empty spaces where his treasures once stood. He looked at Titus, who held the power to destroy him. Titus could stop him from eating, force him into chains, and take away his house. But as Lucius stared at the ring on Titus's outstretched hand, a sudden clarity cut through his panic. He realized that Titus was trying to attack a fortress that had no gates. The soldiers could carry away his statues, but they couldn't reach into his mind and take his agreement, couldn't stop his ability to reason or confiscate his integrity unless he willingly gave it away. The realization was like a thunderbolt. The only things he truly owned were his choices and his character. No amount of steel could touch those. Lucius stood up straight. The shaking stopped. He looked at the magistrate, not with fear, but with a strange, calm pity. "You have taken the furniture, Titus, and you may take the house," Lucius said, his voice steady. "But my knees are my own, and they will not bend for a lie. My honor is the only property I have left, and it is the only thing you cannot seize." He turned and walked out of the villa, past the guards, and onto the dusty road. He had no cloak, no money, and no home. Yet as he walked under the open sky, Lucius felt a lightness he had never known when he was surrounded by gold. He was carrying his true possessions within him, unburdened, unblocked, and completely the master of his own inner world. If this story connected with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.